starts here on the outdoors if he's going to do it. Today is the day he has to get the whole shot for the chance for the title.
Right. Well, also, you know, he probably doesn't want to factor into how the points are going to turn out for Lamson and Hughes. Just go out. It'd be the best thing when you're really not involved in the title and you'd like to hope to win it on a long shot yourself. Whole shot both motos and win wire to wire. And then just hopefully things turn out in your favor behind you.
We're only moments away from the start of Moto number 1. It all comes down to this. Oh, Damon Huffman gets hung up in the gate. He was trying to get the whole shot. He went too soon. We're looking to see who does come away with it. It looks like a Yamaha goes to the front. That, of course, would be number 43, Kevin Windham.
Well, I don't see Ryan Hughes. There's Lamson. Yeah, Lamson and Hughes right together. This is going to be an interesting battle. It's only Kevin Windham's second race back, and he finds himself with the whole shot. He'd probably like to just run away with this and stay out of the middle of Hughes and Steve Lamson at this point.
Slotting into second place is number 708. That's Ryan Huffman from Roseburg, Oregon. No relation to Damon Huffman, but he's the rider that Steve Lamson, who's right behind him there, he got tangled with him in Washougal, and he was very upset, David.
Well, I can understand that. It could have cost him the title, but right now he's got Ryan Hughes behind him, and I think things look pretty good.
So Ryan Huffman in front, Ryan Hughes behind him. There you saw number 12, Damon Huffman, trying to work his way through, but his title championship hopes are probably expired by now. You're looking at number 43, our leader at the moment, Kevin Windham. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Delmont, Pennsylvania. We're in Moto number 1 of the AMA 125 Championship Series as you're watching Steve Lamson trying to work his way past the privateer Honda of Ryan Huffman.
Well, I can tell you it's very frustrating for Steve Lamson to be in a title chase like he is right now and have to deal with this privateer. I mean, why would this guy pick this race? He's finally got past him there. It's very frustrating, though, to have to deal with that. You see Ryan Hughes right there, still in the picture, still staying close. Now that he's put this privateer between him, Ryan Hughes is going to have to make a move to get around this privateer, and that's going to possibly allow Steve Lamson to get a little breathing room.
You would think that with a last name like Huffman, maybe he's in there trying to help Damon Huffman, but there's no relation between the two. Ryan Huffman now is coming back. This is not good news for Steve Lamson. Ryan Huffman, he needs to know, I'm sure he does know, how important the championship is. And if he wants to get a factory ride, you don't mix it up with a guy who's going for the championship.
No, you sure don't. And also, you saw Ryan Huffman make a little mistake there. His feet came off the pegs as he went around the corner. So I would be inclined to think that he's riding a little bit over his head. And you see Ryan Hughes makes a pretty easy pass on him. Looks like he's got the inside into the corner. And now that Ryan Hughes and Steve Lamson left to battle all by themselves. That's what the crowd came to see, and that's how I'd like to see this title decided between these two guys, not have some other rider interfere with it.
Steve Lamson, Ryan Hughes, it comes down to this. They've both got great starts. They have an opportunity now on the racetrack to decide who is going to be the champion here in 1995. The crowd today, I'm sure, David, is not going to be disappointed. Ryan Hughes said, "Keep your cameras on me. I'm going for it." Well, we're doing it. We're following him.
Well, I can tell you, I've seen Ryan do some pretty heroic things, and Ryan possesses the ability, when he's going fast and he finds out it's not fast enough, he can ride a little bit over his head and pull it off. I don't know if Lamson can do that. Lamson's very fast, and he can respond a little bit, but I don't think he has that ability to ride a little over his head the way Ryan can, and that might mean the difference today.
Ryan Hughes, he's going to be pushing, but you wouldn't think he would take chances this early, however.
No, I don't think so. He's just trying to find his lines. They watered the track in a couple of spots. You know, since you heard him say that he wasn't able to get the kind of practice he needed because of that motor change. So his first few laps, he's going to have to get things sorted out. He's still staying pretty close to Lamson, so I think things are going to let him settle in and then start to try to pick up the pace and hopefully put a pass on Lamson.
Mike Craig now moves his way past Ryan Huffman as well. Mike Craig, here later in the season, has been picking up the pace here. Started off with a lot of trouble, most of which was mechanical. Now he's starting to gain momentum here in the 125s.
Well, he's starting to look a lot better. I mean, I've said several times that I didn't think he should be on a 125. I thought he'd shine a lot more on a 250, but he is starting to ride well and salvage something for the season.
We also got a quick look there at number 23, Tim Ferry, who's been out for a while. He's back. He returned at Binghamton. He's now back, and certainly he had great form in the beginning of the season, now trying to put some pressure on 708 again, Ryan Huffman, who we've been a little bit hard on, but he's riding great for a privateer, and he did stay out of trouble with Lamson this time.
Right, well, he is riding good. Looks like Ferry's got a little better timing there. He's putting some of that supercross technique to work. Makes an easy pass, and this track, it's one of the easier race tracks, and now looks like Ryan Hughes definitely closed the gap on Lamson. That's gonna put the pressure on. These guys are feeling a lot of pressure, but now it's increased.
That's what I was gonna say. As we got that shot, Ryan Hughes has definitely closed the gap on Steve Lamson. Man, he is absolutely got this thing cranked up.
Well, Ryan can do it, and you know, it's hard to say. You know, we talked about Ryan not wanting to ride too aggressive. We wonder what Lamson's going to do. Now he's got Ryan breathing down his neck. He's going to have to step up the pace.
Art Ekman is with Steve Lamson's mechanic.
Mike, do you like what you see on that stopwatch?
Yeah, I'm just keeping track of the time right now and just seeing how he's going to play this game out.
It looked like to me that he started a little nervous, a little bit tense, but now they've picked up the pace to really starting to hound number 43 Wyndham.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. He's riding real tense at first, and it just takes a while to get loosened up, especially under these conditions.
These conditions are tough. I've been there before, and I got to tell you, I think Mike Goslar looked a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure the mechanics get as nervous. That's kind of a problem when you're down there in the mechanics area, is that you get all that nervousness, but you have no way to release it. The riders, at least, have the opportunity to get out there and try and get loose. Great battle at the moment. The championship is going to be decided today, and it most probably will be between those two. Wyndham at the moment, however, holds the lead on our Suzuki field summary. We'll be back with more of Moto number 1 after this. What he really needs to do for championship purposes is to pass Wyndham and somehow try and keep Wyndham between he and Lamson.
Right, well, that's up to Wyndham, but whether he's going to stay between them. But if I'm Ryan Hughes, I want to pass Wyndham right now as fast as possible to get Lamson off my back, get rid of the pressure. We talked about being out there and riding without pressure and being able to try to ride relaxed, and it's almost impossible to do under these conditions. And when you're nervous like that, that causes arm pump. I'm a firm believer that arm pump is not just because you're not in shape or you don't ride enough. It's nerves, and right now these guys are very nervous, and the more that Ryan can take the pressure off himself, the better.
Well, let's talk a bit about Kevin Wyndham. No moto wins in the outdoors or overall wins, but he's had a good season, especially in Supercross.
In Supercross, he was never worse than a 4th, and he led almost every race, but he's just had a lot of health problems, as you can see, with the mono this year, also with that collarbone, and a great comeback here, but he's sitting in a pretty uncomfortable place because he's got 2 of the fastest riders on the circuit in the 125s breathing down his neck, and he probably doesn't want to factor into the points too much either.
Kevin Wyndham looked like he landed a little short. He did, and of course, capitalizing on that is Ryan Hughes. You can hear the crowd in the background. They're going crazy. They're not disappointed here today in Moto number 1. Ryan Hughes is on fire.
Well, I can tell you, Ryan's got to feel fantastic right now. He's riding good. He's going faster than Steve Lamson, that's got to help him relax and give him some confidence. Now he's got Kevin Wyndham in there between. Look at the lead he's already opened up. So this is, right now, things are looking excellent for Ryan Hughes.
Ryan Hughes really picked up these positions by taking chances. But now, when you have the lead, you don't want to take as many chances, do you?
Right. Well, he's taking chances to put the pressure on somebody else. But now that the pressure is switched, I think he can relax a little bit more and start to ride his best. You always ride your best when you're more relaxed. And right now, I think with Steve Lamson kind of still stuck back there behind Wyndham and maybe not riding up to his potential, Ryan can ride a lot more relaxed and maybe pull away even more.